You work hard and probably you may have a decent salary, but you still feel like achieving financial freedom is still far. You still feel like you're not managing your finances well, or you also still feel like you're not doing any better in your finances, even though you have a decent salary. I am here to let you know that you are not the only one. Majority of the people make a good salary, make good income, but they still do not know how to manage their money, and that is why they fall into habits and traps that make the financial freedom far to reach and feel disorganized and also work for many years and still have nothing to show. I will walk you through 5 common money traps that make majority of the middle earners still poor, and this also avoiding these money traps can set you up to success in your 40s. So in this video, it will help you understand the money traps that you are in, especially in your 30s, and you evade them so that you can become financially stable and better in your 40s. Remember that every habit you have today, you did not start it today. You started it probably 5 years ago, 3 years ago, or even 1 year ago. It takes time for you to fall or to arrange your finances and make the right decision so that you can achieve financial freedom. And that is why in this context, I'm going to discuss money traps that you can avoid in your 30s so that you can have a financial stability in your 40s. Stick with me because avoiding or escaping any money trap that I'm going to mention in this video today will set you up into financial freedom path. Trap number 1 is lifestyle inflation. And this is common in majority of the middle earners because the moment you get that pay raise, you want to improve your life, which is a positive thing. But you need to think about it before you improve your life, because the most possible thing that you're going to do when you get that pay raise or a job that is paying you higher than the previous one, you're more likely to move into a higher paying rent house to a 2 bedroom because now you are making more money. That shows that as you increase your income, then you increase your lifestyle inflation. And what happens? You are left with little or no money to invest. And over time, you realize that all the money that you are working for, you end up spending it into your daily expenses like rent, food, car, clothing, gadgets like phones, updating your phone, laptops, televisions, or kitchenware, depending on what things you love. And the danger of this trap is that every time you increase your salary or you change your job and you change all these things, those are money lost. But if you had just chosen a lifestyle that is stable or somewhere that you'll not be tempted to advance, or you discipline yourself not to increase your expenses as you earn more, then it will help you to leave aside money that you can invest. And when you hear about investment, it's not about stocks or buying shares and all that kind of a thing that you feel like it's a gamble. No, investment is also putting aside money to start a business. Business is investment. Also, setting a money aside to buy products and sell, that is business. Or setting aside money so that you can work on a service-based business you can provide, like maybe online coaching, you can do like even digital products, you can write a book, then hire someone to design it for you. There are so many things that you can do with this money that you have put aside. And also putting aside money aside, you can also use it to build up your emergency fund. In case of anything, you have some money in the bank or in a money market fund account where you can use it for emergency when you lose your job. How you can escape this money trap in your 30s is by choosing a lifestyle that you are able to fund, and then do not increase your lifestyle as you increase your income. For instance, if your house or it's a 2 bedroom or a 1 bedroom, whichever it is, maybe you are just paying rent for 20,000 Kenyan shillings, and in that regard, you are earning 60,000 Kenyan shillings. So when you improve or start a side hustle that is paying you more, it means that your income will increase. Then do not move from this house. Maintain your daily expenses to that, and then now start seeing which other areas you can invest your money, which other businesses you can start. Another way to escape this is having a fixed percentage of any bonus that you make from your income or from your job. That percentage should go to an investment savings. For instance, if you get pay raise of 20,000 Kenyan shillings, then you say every month 10% of the 20,000 goes to an investment account, and you will be able to save this money because remember, you have not inflated your lifestyle, so you'll comfortably be able to save this money. The third way to escape this trap is practicing delayed gratification. Every time you see a new phone has been released, or a new laptop, a new television, always ask yourself, do I really need this item right now? And what item do I have? Like if it's a phone, ask yourself, is your current phone serving you the way you want it to serve? Is it functioning well? Is it a must to buy a new phone? Asking yourself such questions helps you to practice delayed gratification, and with time you'll realize that you actually do not need to upgrade your phone every year, but you can actually use your phone in like 3 to 4 years before you upgrade. Personally, I use 3 to 4 years before I upgrade a phone. Why? One, it's a waste of money. Why would you update your phone every year and lose value in your initial phone? Because if you are to sell it, you'll still have to top up to get the new one. Another reason I don't update my phone every year is because it's functioning well, and if the phone was released in 2025 or 2024 and they release another one in 2025, they have little or no difference actually, other than the design and the marketing, or maybe an extra one feature or two. But really, if you have a phone that was released in 2024, it's still on fashion, or it's still as functional as the phone that you have in 2025. So the reason as to why I say you take 3 to 4 years before you upgrade is because every year as they upgrade and add more features, it gives you time so that when you come out of a phone you bought in 2024 and buy a phone that has been released in 2028, you'll see value for your money. First, you have used that phone for 4 years. So if you bought that phone, let's say for instance, it's 50,000 Kenyan shillings, and you have used it for 4 years. So you take 50,000 and divide it by 4. You see how much actually you have spent every year for that phone. So if you take 50,000 divided by 4, you realize that you have spent 12,500 shillings per year on your phone. So if you wait for 4 years, that is value for money. So when you upgrade, you can decide to sell what you have, probably the equivalent amount, like 12,500, and then top up to get another one, or sell it at 15,000 Kenya shillings and then top up and get another one. The goal is to make sure that you are not trapped in the inflation of lifestyle. The second trap is affordable monthly payment mindset. Just because an item has been advertised to you and you have been given a very affordable monthly payment does not mean that is the best decision to make, because remember that affordable monthly payment has an interest on it. So it's like you're spending your future money with an interest. And this could be things like phones, house gadgets. You're just like, you want new things. You want people to see you're making it in life. You also want, when your visitors come, they feel good, and you can actually not afford it. So when you walk into a supermarket or see an advertisement online saying you can own it and pay monthly amount, let's say 10,000 Kenyan shillings, you'll be like, yes, that's actually affordable, because your mindset is fixed on that monthly payment, but it's not fixed on the overall cost that you'll have spent while taking that item and paying, or taking it and paying it with a monthly installment. It is important that you look at the interest. How much will you have paid cumulatively at the end? Maybe if it's 12 months, how much will you have paid cumulatively, and compare it with how much would you have spent if you just bought that item cash. In most cases, you'll have spent more than buying items in cash, because also the people who are giving you those products, they are also in business, they want to make money. The best way to go about this is highlight an item you want to buy and then save for it every month. And then when you get to the final amount, then you can go ahead and purchase your item cash and also free of interest. The reason as to why these monthly payments that look affordable keep you stuck is because you are committed for the long time. For instance, if it's a loan you have taken to buy land or a car, it commits you like 4 years, you are constantly paying for that loan. And if you do not increase your sources of income, then it keeps you in the trap of poverty, because all your money, all your extra money is going to pay that loan. The best way to do this is make sure that the payment or whatever you are taking the loan for to buy, it's actually worth it. It's still okay to take a loan to buy land or a car, because it needs a huge amount of money that could also take you long to pay. If you do not want to go the loan way, then you can have multiple streams of income. You can invest and have multiple sources of income, and then use that to take a loan and then pay for it. That one becomes sustainable. But if you take a loan and you only have one source of income, then it keeps you in a loop of poverty, because the money is tight and you must pay for this loan. When you have extra sources of income, you are still able to live comfortably and invest in other areas as you continue paying for this loan. Another way to fix this is having a zero loan mindset. And for you to be able to achieve this is, like I said, is you must have multiple sources of income. If you do not have multiple sources of income, then it becomes challenging for you to actually live zero of debt. Most projects that you are taking loan for, it actually makes sense because you're not able to afford that money at once. But once you see you commit yourself into taking a loan, then find other side hustles or other streams of income, so that you do not burden your only source of income with the loan repayment. And this leads us to the third trap, where do not rely on one source of income. And being a millennial raised by baby boomers and the silent generation, it actually shows that those people were surviving. They used to have many children, even my parents. We are several of us in our family, but they were able to raise us with only one source of income. Then, because we grew up knowing that our parents had one source of income and they raised us, we are more likely to practice the same, finish school, get a job, and become comfortable with one source of income. But this one is a trap that will keep you locked in the middle class bracket, and also in case of anything, you can easily just become poor. The reason as to why this is a trap is because there is inflation in the economy. Things are skyrocketing. If it is buying a house, buying a car, buying food, buying clothing, education for our children, the prices are skyrocketing. So if you rely on one source of income, you're going to strain that source of income, and you will not be able to live life full of abundance. You will not have that financial freedom of buying things that you desire. You'll not have that financial freedom for paying for that vacation or buying yourself that gift that you want. The second reason why this one is a trap is because in the event that you lose your job or an illness strike, you are more likely to start begging, because your only source of income has been disrupted and you are not able to raise funds. And remember, when you have one source of income, you can still save money. Like you say, 10% of your income goes to your savings. For instance, if you're earning 60,000 and you say 10% goes to your saving, that is 6,000 every month. At the end of 1 year, that is 72,000 Kenyan shillings. You have still not had enough in your emergency fund to cover you even for 3 months. That 72,000 is probably enough to cover your expenses for 1 month in the event you lose your job. But if you maintain your lifestyle and have multiple sources of income, you can be able to build an emergency fund of between 6 months and 12 months within 2 years. Because when you have extra sources of income, you can dedicate a specific source of income and say, all this money I get here, it's going to my emergency fund. And you'll be able to build your emergency fund quickly as compared to when you are relying on one source of income. How can you escape this in your 30s? You can start thinking of freelancing, especially if you have a daytime job. You can start thinking of freelancing. Look into yourself and see what kind of skills you have, and you can start freelancing around them. If you do not know where to start, I have written a book on career-based side hustles for Africans. This means if you are in Kenya or in any part of Africa, you can be able to use this book as a guide. I have listed several keywords that you can use to look for a specific job. And the good thing is it is career-based. It highlights what kind of side hustles you can freelance online in different careers. There is something for every career. If you are a doctor, if you are an engineer, if you are an accountant, if you work as an admin, if you are an HR, all these careers have listed them down. The book is actually 58 pages long. If you are new to online remote or you want to improve yourself on having different side hustle, the link is in the description. It will take you to Hustle Sasa and purchase the book. Currently, it's going for 1,000 Kenyan shillings. The link is in the description below. The second way you can evade this trap is investing in passive income. You can have a digital product that you sell. It only needs you to invest in that production once and then put it out there for people to buy. Another way you can have passive income is building a channel like mine. Find things that you love talking about. If it is lifestyle, you can have a YouTube channel for lifestyle. If it is educational content, you can also have it. Once you start getting monetized, then it becomes passive income, because the videos that you even posted like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, they will still be bringing you income, even though you'll still have to be posting to keep your channel active. But remember that whatever you post today, you are able to earn income from that video forever. As long as the video is on YouTube and people are watching your content, then you'll be able to earn. That's how passive income comes in. The fourth trap is keeping up with the Joneses. What does this mean? It means that you are always updating your life so that people can see you are fashionable, or people can see that you are doing well, or to please people, so that they can see you bought the new iPhone. It's just released and you have it. There is no value in updating your phone every year. Another place that people spend money on to please others is buying luxury cars, luxury clothing, luxury products, so that you can just feel you fit in the society or in that group that you want to please. Successful people or wealthy people do not have to buy things to prove their worth or to prove their success. It is visible. But when you are trying to keeping up with the Joneses, you are more likely to belong in the middle class. When anything happens to you, then you will not be able to sustain your finances. The reason as to why this keeping up with the Joneses can backfire on you is because the things that you spend on, the value depreciates. Like I say, if you buy a phone this year, let's say you buy 100K, and then next year a new phone comes in and you want to trade in that phone, it will have lost the value. And in most cases, it will have lost more than 50% of the value to be able to trade in. So when you are spending on luxury, the latest phones, the latest cars, the latest TV, and when you want to take it back to the market so that you can get another one, remember, whatever you bought, it's depreciating in value. Even cars, they depreciate in value. The rich net worth is not usually tied into those luxury items that you own, but the net worth is tied to assets, things that can bring income, not things that can take away income from you. So when you are building wealth or you're on your way to financial growth, remember that you should invest more on assets and invest less on liabilities. Always make sure that the assets are more than liabilities, and this is how you'll be able to become wealthy and have financial freedom in your 40s. The fifth trap is education. Yeah, I know. It sounds like, no, but we were all taken to school so that we can learn something. But education or upgrades that do not have value, they can keep you trapped into the middle class. That aspect of always getting into a course to get certification, you are always buying courses online, you are always subscribing to certifications that you do not even need, and also this certification do not even bring you income that can sustain the renewal or subscription of such certificates, then this kind of a lifestyle can actually keep you trapped in the middle class. Another thing that can also keep you trapped in this, as far as education is concerned, is the education debt. So this education debt can also keep you trapped into this cycle. And remember, this debt grows. It has a compounding interest. And if you do not want to clear it, remember, it's always adding. The best way to avoid this trap is understanding whether the certificate that you want to pay for has value, has direct value into your life. whether you can be able to use that skill to gain more money. But if it's just a skill or a certification you're just having for the sake, then you need to reconsider it. If you see yourself always paying for certification every year, you need to sit down and ask yourself, why am I taking this certification? I took XYZ certification last year. Have I practiced it? Is it giving me income? And this year you want to take another certification just because it has been marketed to you and you feel like, yeah, I need to have this. You can also consider low-level investment skills where you can sign up for courses in a free platform and then start teaching yourself. YouTube actually is a platform where you can learn anything from cooking, raising kids, cleaning, coding, teaching, anything you can learn on YouTube, and it is free. So you can decide to leverage such platforms to learn and upskill instead of always paying for certifications. Once you decide on the area or you upskill and you actually get a job or a freelancing gig in that area, then now you can use the money to upskill. Remember, do not just pile certifications just for the sake. And this certification you are paying for them, that is losing money. Have certifications that actually are beneficial to you, and you can actually say, yes, I got this certificate, it has helped me increase my income from X to Y. These habits that I have discussed in this video, if you evade them in your 30s, you will be able to walk into your financial freedom in your 40s, because everything takes time. It's a progress. It's one step at a time, and then you get to financial freedom. And remember, Rome was not built in one day. So for you to understand these traps and start evading them now, it sets you in a place where you can have a promising future in your 40s. So you can start now and enjoy the fruits later.